For decades now, sports cards ruled the hobby. The Jordans, the Griffies, the rookies that built entire industries. But lately, something wild has happened. The hottest slabs in the market don't always feature athletes. They feature superheroes, Jedi, and sometimes even cartoon mice. And look, even as I'm recording this, I've got a box of 2025 Topps Chrome Star Wars right here on my desk. A few years ago, that would have been a side curiosity. But today, it's it's a highly anticipated release. So what happened? How did sports cards lose their cultural monopoly? And how did non-sport become the new wave of collecting? This week on My So-Called Card Life, we're talking about the rise of non-sport dominance. What's driving it? Who's collecting it? And where this shift is headed next. Welcome to My So-Called Card Life, an inside look at the life of a low-end card reseller, brought to you by JC3 Cards and Collectibles, a premier reseller of trading cards available today on eBay, Collects, and whatnot. Whether you're looking to fill out that new set or just rekindle memories with one of your favorite players from your favorite teams, let JC3 Cards and Collectibles help you find that card you're looking for and provide fast, secure delivery straight to your door. The early 2020s marked a turning point in collecting. Sports cards were everywhere, in stores, online, even in cereal boxes. But the sheer volume of cards out there really started to backfire. Overproduction became a real issue, very similar to those late 80s, early 90s periods. And rookie cards, parallels, autographs, inserts, all those things had collectors drowning in too many variations. That caused prices for some of those base cards to just plummet and really temper the thrill of chasing some of those rare cards. Even some of the big hits didn't feel so special anymore because you could pull 10, 20, 30 other variations of that card, or pull that same card out of 10 other packs in the same week. The glut wasn't just about quantity, it was about value perception. The scarcity that had made sports cards exciting for decades began to vanish again, and collectors started to look elsewhere for something that felt rare, meaningful, and culturally relevant. And that's where non sport cards enter. Marvel Precious Metal Gems, Star Wars Galaxy Chrome, Disney 100, and even a little show called Stranger Things. Unlike with sports cards, these sets didn't have collectors just chasing numbers. They were curated, visually striking, and tied to franchises that people loved. Fans weren't just chasing cards, they were chasing characters and stories, and maybe most importantly, nostalgia. And while sports collectors were feeling fatigue, the entertainment side of collecting was just getting started. That's where licensing, culture, and some new collector behaviors began to fuel the real boom. overproduction pushed collectors away from sports, what pulled them toward non sport cards? Well, several factors came together perfectly in this instance. The first is licensing power. Disney, Marvel, and others. These franchises have built in hype. And fans aren't just buying a card, they're buying a piece of the story. Second is cultural reach. Streaming shows, social media, and fan conventions, TikTok unboxings, YouTube pack breaks, celebrity influencers. The hobby has expanded to a new generation. And a kid who's never touched a basketball card in his life might line up for a Star Wars Chrome box. Third, we look at card companies' response. Fanatics, Topps, Upper Deck, all producing visually stunning, limited run, non sports sets. Even Chinese brands like Kakao expand aesthetics and audience. And four, grading acceptance. Grading companies like PSA, BGS, and CGC now routinely accept grading for non sport cards. And that legitimizes them as collectibles. The result of all that? A perfect storm. Sports cards overproduced, fans fatigued, and non sport cards designed to excite. Collectors who were once focused on rookies and autos suddenly had a colorful, culturally relevant alternative. With collectors energized and companies catering to fandom, it's no wonder the hobby landscape is changing. But who's actually buying these non sport cards? Want to know who's buying non sport cards? Well, classic sports collectors are diversifying, looking for something fresh, exciting, and visually stunning. And younger collectors are entering via fandoms and social media. They may not care about a 1986 Jordan rookie, but they will hunt Baby Yoda Chrome or Spider Man PMG. Investors are entering too, looking for those limited runs, high grade slabs, and some iconic IP. Collectors are building mixed portfolios of LeBron, Spider Man, and Grogu. Social media and influencers amplify the crossover, making non sport aspirational and shareable. The emotional factor really matters. You don't just root for a player, you root for a character, a story, or a franchise. That engagement is driving the hobby's new heartbeat. So collectors are shifting, the companies are responding, and the hype is real. But what's next? So, what's next for non sports cards, you ask? Well, the market is only getting hotter. With upcoming releases like 2025 Skybox Metal Universe Batman and 2025 Topps Disney Mint, pop culture cards aren't just a side hobby. They're shaping the future of collecting. Even as sports remain popular, non sport dominates cultural relevance. Here are some of our predictions for non sports cards. First, coexistence. Sports and non sport thrive, but pop culture drives social buzz. Second, investor influence. High grade, limited run cards attract both collectors and investors. And third, innovation. Companies will continue chasing must have boxes with foil, inserts, and character IP. And that's the pulse of the hobby right now. Well, what did we learn this week? Sports cards still matter, but the hobby has shifted. Overproduction pushed collectors towards non sport. Marvel, Star Wars, Disney, and other streaming IPs. Licensing, hype, influencer content, and grading fueled the boom, and collectors of all types are crossing over. The market is hotter than ever. Whether you're a sports fan, a pop culture collector, or investor, non sport is shaping the hobby's future. And now it's your turn. What's your favorite non sport set this year? Have you made the crossover yet? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear from you on what's getting you excited. And remember, if you're enjoying this content, feel free to give us a like and subscribe to our channel so we know you'd like to hear more content in the future. That's it for this week's episode of My So-Called Card Life. Thanks for spending some time talking cards, culture, and everything in between. And as always, keep collecting what you love and not just what's trending. I'm Charlie Jarnig, and I'll see you next time on My So-Called Card Life.